Hiya. I just thought I'd start a vlog. I keep starting them and never get them finished, and then they sort of, the time doesn't work right because weeks move on. So I just thought I'd show you what's going on around here. This is, I want to clear this in the next couple of days. I'll probably show you what I did last night. I stripped that mower down. Nothing exciting, but there was a few little bits on there. There's the next one I want to do. Strip that down so I can get rid of that and that. And there's a few other little bits and pieces there I've just got to sort out. There's I might have mentioned this before, there's a Viking little mulching mower there, only a little cheeky type thing, but the plans for that is to put a new diaphragm gasket in it, service it, and just have that sitting in the garden because my daughter can use that. There's no collector or anything in in the summer months she can use that. So that will be one of the next ones in the shed, just so I can get that done. I'm not really going to keep many little type mowers, but that one will be the one I will keep just for that reason. It'll just sit outside with a bucket over the engine and just be used when it needs to be. This, I don't know whether I mentioned this before, might have done, but this has got to be started up again. I've redone a tank and I drained the fuel in that, I think. The last time I tried to start it, it wouldn't start, only with easy starting it. So I cleaned the car out once before. I think that's going to all need cleaning out again, and then I'll decide what I'm going to do with it. But it did run all right. It's a the Vanguard 14 horsepower twin. So yeah, I'll see what I do there. I want that out of the way from there. That's in the way. That's a Honda Hayter X426. The drives had it on that, and that's no good. So it's a matter of whether I just get rid of it as it is, or whether I break it, because there's some valuable parts in it. And all the cables are good and everything. Bits in the engine are good, blade brake, clutch is good, the covers are good. So I might just break that one because I probably won't get that much for it as it is. I probably get more in parts for it. So yeah, that's just what's going on out here. Then it's a matter of when I've tidied this, I can grab one, a mower from up the unit, decide which one it is, and we'll start working on them and I've tried to get back to the more in-depth videos of how I'm repairing them, but I won't be showing a diaphragm gasket repair on a British Classic unless I'm requested to do so. But there's about a million videos on YouTube how to do them. It's the most common repair, I reckon, for a lawnmower on YouTube. So I won't bore you with that unless someone really asks. I mean seriously asks, because I know a few people will come along and joke about that one. So yeah, it's actually Wednesday today, so I'm going to get sorted for work in a minute. It's a frosty start, it's going to be a nice day again. So yeah, just thought I'd start the video here, and this is my first sort of bit I want to get done, get organised in the shed now. I'll carry on the video later in the shed just to show you sort of what's going on there. A few things have gone and moved on now since probably last update, so we'll start this new vlog and I'll get it up this time. So yeah, catch you later. Hiya, on my other channel you will have seen a review of this. Well, on that day it was working fine until I think I mentioned on the video that the recoil kicked back and broke. So I've now ordered a new one of them, but it's always been a job to pull. Really gets a tight spot when you're pulling it over. I suspect it's the decompression sort of system on the cam. I've now ordered one of them. Actually, I've ordered two because I've got two of these engines with the same problem. This has always been, you've had to get it past training. It's one swift pull and it was started. Now I can't start it even pulling the rope along there. It's so hard to pull. I've adjusted the valves. I think something might have slightly gone wrong with it after I did the video, which was a bit of a coincidence, but I couldn't start it again. I started one when you saw me using it. Don't know whether I mentioned that'll be on my other channel. But after that I couldn't start it, but the fuel didn't seem to be getting through, and the carb was mucky. So now I have had the tank off, cleaned the tank out, and the carb. So that's all ready. All I'm going to do now is put this away for the new part to come and fit that new part, because I might as well get it right. But the only problem is the part comes from China because it's so expensive here in the UK. So it's like about £20 odd from China, about £180 from Honda. So I'm going to definitely give the Chinese one a go. You would think they make it at half decent standard, the metal of the cam, but that's got the decompression system on it already, so it's just a matter of taking the side off there and fitting it, and it should be a lot easier to pull. What it does is just releases the compression a little bit on the exhaust side, I think, just so it makes it easier to pull over, because at 13 horsepower they've got a bit of oomph behind them, so you need something to reduce that compression. So that's the system on there. So there's that, which is on the list now, which I didn't think was going to be because it was working. But I'm just coming out here because I'm going to sharpen the chainsaw. I need a chainsaw tomorrow. It's only one of the little, the small chainsaws, only 12-inch one. There's my two Honda rollers, they should be on their way soon. So yeah, it's got chilly now. The chipper I was mis-stumped on. There's a new gasket set for that. I just bought that out, so I'll put that in the drawer. I've been stumped on that because I didn't realise the the governor cog is broken. I wondered if I'd done it when I put it back together to test it, but I don't think I had, because the actual crack looked old crack, so I reckon it's been running like that for a while. So now I've got to order one of them, £30 they are, but I've managed to find one for £12, so I'm going to get that. Another little hedge cutter I worked on the other day. I only put a recoil on it. I had a recoil, and what else? Air filter cover, yeah. That was all, and that started straight up, so I've just got to really just have a bit of a look over there. You see how long it's been sitting around, how rusty the blades are on it. I used the little steel blower I fixed the other week. I used that tonight just to blow some grass off outside. So yeah, it's a matter of just to tidy up in here and get ready for work tomorrow. So I'm just gonna sharpen that saw. I'm higher. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday evening, and not a lot going on in the shed really. Still a little bit messy, but just got a few things in here to sort out. And these have been. I've had these two. I've had this. This is a lawn fly, and I've got this and a Honda. I think it's a HRD 536 outside. I bought both together cheap. They weren't sort of any good really, apart from spares, and they've been sitting out there probably a good couple of months now. So I think it's time. I'm going to break them, get the parts off I want, and get rid, because they're in the way. And I can start really sorting things out now. I'm getting on with quite a lot of stuff and got some things done off camera, and I can start getting a mower in here one by one from my storage of mowers to get them done. But this is a good engine. This is the GX V160, the more modern one with newer recoil and that on it. So that's the main reason I wanted this one, for what I paid for the pair of them. Bargain, you can't buy a new wheel for what I paid for them. So, but it's not a massive amount of one of this one, because this actually isn't the Honda. But I think the drive probably is the same. The gearbox would be anyway. So I'm going to get cracking and get some of this off. Well, that took me about under half an hour to strip the mower down. The front wheels were pretty rusted on. You can see there. I'll show you the light. That's a bit salvaged off of it. I've got a pair of wheels there. Sorry about the light, but at least I've got a torch on so you can see. They're the same as the Honda Pro front wheels, so that's the mower I use. So they'll be handy. The engine's the same as I think it's the same as an HRD 536 and an HRH 536, only the roller, because they're geared different. The roller ones and the four-wheel ones are geared different. I have got a roller one, so that's a spare engine, but I think I've got about 2 or 3 spare engines for them. The handlebars and cables and the guards and that, I'll either keep them in stock or get rid of them or whatever. I've just took them off at the moment to decide what I'm going to do. There's a drive. They're a little bit different to the a little bit different design to the Honda ones. I actually think the drive might be alright. The bearings in the end of that roller, one end, I think it's that end, are absolutely shot. So the drive may be okay. I think it's too different to a Honda to fit it on a Honda, but then again the internals could be the same. So I might just chuck that in the drawer and see. I might measure them up against Honda ones as well to see if them rollers are the same. So yep, that's that one broke. That's all I'm going to actually do tonight. I've got another one outside, an HR, and I said the HRD 536. On that one, the actual deck has broke away from the roller, sort of across that area. So that'll just be broken the same. Someone's plastered a load of white, horrible white paint all over it and everything. Yeah, one little tip: if you're unorganised like me and you don't label things as you take them off, even though I know what most bits are actually for and I don't really need to label them, but just take the sticker off of the mower. That's what the model is. It's a Kaz Corporation. I think they make a lot and then just badge them either Lawnflight or Darnham, is it, or something like that. And there's a few different ones. Just take that off and stick it to one of the parts, so at least you'll know, because this deck is going to be out of the way pretty quick. I'll get that gone. Local scrap man, I'll just let it take that or something. And you can take the other one when I've done that as well. Be like 2 mowers out of the way then. And I can get some things home what can actually be repaired. But I shall probably store the engine and that at my storage unit. And the wheels, I usually put the wheels under the bench there. I've got some wheels under there, so I'll probably put them under there. They'll need new bearings on, I think. The good thing about these ones is, as well, underneath there in the middle, this didn't have a blade or anything on it, but they had like a cover under there. I've took one off before, and the cover wasn't on it, but underneath the cover is all the blade brake clutch. And because they have a cover on, just in lovely condition, you know, you can see how good that is. So that is definitely well worth just putting in the drawer for a spare one for the one I use, if I ever need it. So yeah, little things like that you'd be talking quite a lot of money for that. I can't think offhand how much they are, but I know the clutch plate on its own is about well, from Honda it's about £40. You can get it for about £25 pattern. So yeah, that's for a start. Carburetor, everything on there. So yeah, it's well worth picking up these. I think I paid about £30 for the pair of them. So and I only had in mind for spares anyway, because they looked to state when I went to pick them up. So you know, I thought they're beyond repair. Well, could be repaired, but it wouldn't be worth it. So yeah, anyway, I'll leave that tonight. I'm going to go in now, and that's that. At least I've done something. So try and do something every night, and I'll get moving on then. Hi, it's Saturday now. Weather's not too great today. It's a bit sort of drizzly and wet, but someone I work for, their neighbour, who I've done the odd little job for, or hedge cutting that, wanted me to service his mower. I actually cleaned the carb on this thing last year. I ran the carb up again, it doesn't start, so he said he wanted a service, so I should just give the blade a sharpen, plug, oil, filter. I think I got a filter, and the handle's loose. I'll just put a nut and bolt in that to make that a bit better. But to be honest, it's scrap really. It's not a very good mower at all. Everything's, all the wheels are loose. Yeah, it's just not really worth messing around with really. But he asked me to do it, so if I remember right, the engine was okay. So got a little impact out today. Just take the bolts and that off a bit quicker. I mowed the other day, and that had a carb problem and I couldn't get the jet out. I might have mentioned it before in this video, I can't remember where I got to, but that's all done now. That seems to be okay. So yeah, I'm just going to crack on with this. No point showing you, it's only taking the carb off and that. It's pretty simple, but I've just sort of showing you what's going on. This is the first job of the weekend. I pulled me back yesterday morning and we were working on a fence all day, so I'm struggling a bit, but got to get on. So yeah, I'll have a look at this, clean the carb out. Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to do too much to it, just quick. He wants it back quick anyway, so I'm just going to sort of sweep through it quick. The dog's having fun. I've cleared the carb out on this one now, and I've drained the petrol and put some new petrol in it. I do think the choke spring might have been off, but I'm not sure. It might have flicked off as I took the carb off, I'm not sure, but anyway, it's all clean now. It's ready to try. Yeah, I actually didn't get around to starting it because I noticed it wasn't choking fully. The cable wasn't adjusted right, but it had been put through a little hole there. We've just had to open up there, and the cable stretched, so I reckon that could have been a reason it wasn't starting as well. If you watch now, it's choking nicely, so we'll give it a whirl. It's choking now. I just have to sort of cable tie that under the cover sort of thing, because it can't go around there, it'll be too tight. So yeah, we'll have a look. them handlebars that sort of stretch the cable, because they're supposed to sort of be up at that angle, and they're right down there. So I still think I'll probably do what I did. So even if I correct the handlebars a bit, it won't stretch it and cause the choke not to work again. But I'm sure the choke's working fine now. Yeah, and you see it started quick. To be honest, as rough as a mower is, the engine don't seem too bad really. It did sound like it rattled, but it's not that. It's actually the it's all the loose bits on it, you know, like the handles and all that. So I'm just going to tip it on the side now, drain the oil out. These are quite good, these ones, because you won't get the petrol draining out, because as you tip it that way, all the fuel in the tank will be down the bottom of the tank. So you might, if any, leak through the engine at all, it'll just be the little bit that's in the carb. That's how I do. I haven't got a pump. I had a pump, but I found it a bit useless, so I'm going to probably purchase another one soon. But yeah, I'm going to get this drained, get the blade off the same time. I'll take that off now, get the blade off, get that sharpened, so it'll be all, I think I've got a filter and I know I've got a plug, so I can get this done. And I'll have to just, while it's actually, I'll show you in a minute what I'm going to try and do. That little service is all done now. I had to put some bolts in there, did them, so the handle's fairly secure now. There is lots of little things wrong with it, like the cable's broken, but as a push mower, it sort of works. It's serviced, it's got a new plug in it, new oil filter, new air filter, new oil, blade sharpened, and I've sorted out the choking problem. So yeah, that's done. Quick little job, and I'll get that back, it'll be out my way, and he'll be happy because he can cut his grass. So yeah, a cable shouldn't stretch now. What I've sort of rerouted it a little bit, sort of there, and it's, with the handles how they are, it's not too tight. So just see how it goes really. I think he's mentioned last year he's going to get a new mower, but obviously he hasn't. So keep this one jogging along. I suppose works, the blade turns, it cuts grass. So some people are happy with that. Turn the fuel off. Yep, just on this one. This is my backup mower. I used it last week. I can't remember what I said in the video, but I had a leaky carb, it's been bodged up, and I've just changed the oil, new spark plug, new blade. I'll put the cover back on now. You saw the oil, well, you might have saw the oil seal done. There might be a later video. The oil seal in the back of the engine. Basically, it's ready to go. I do think the bearing on the blade brake clutch is a little bit noisy. I may order one of them and just do that at some point, but it's far off and going, you know, sort of breaking up or anything. It's just a little bit noisy, so I might order one of them. I think they're only about £6 or something, and then press that in there at some point. I'm not in a hurry at the moment. I have actually got another unit on that broken mower the lawn flight I broke with a Honda engine on, so I could just put all that on it and just have a new blade brake on it. But probably I shall just change the bearing. But yeah, it's going to be dark now. I'm just going to sort out where I'm going to put this, and then I'm going to move on. For this update, I'm going to leave it here because there's plenty been going on in this video. You've seen, so this is sort of a behind the scenes video to a degree. Just stuff I've been getting on with. Nothing too involved in videos, but it's just showing what's going on, and I need to sort out my own gear, and this is one of them done. So yeah, I'll leave it here at the moment. So there'll be plenty more stuff come along soon if I have time. Time is a bit of an issue at the moment because I've got quite a lot to do. So yep, I'll leave it here. Thanks for watching. See you on another video again soon.